I think it was a big hit. I think we'll be back at Bowman Gray Stadium next year. Man, they love it. When NASCAR did all that, they'll be back.
Do you think that there's a way to run something besides the Clash there? Would you run the All-Star Race there? I thought that'd be a good idea.
NASCAR fans, let's talk about Bowman Gray Stadium, the Madhouse of short track racing. This place has a packed crowd, NASCAR history, where fenders get bent, tempers explode, and legends are made. This place has seen it all, from legendary battles to all-out chaos. But here's the big question. Should NASCAR bring it back? Dale Earnhardt Jr. thinks so, and he ain't the only one. Some drivers love it. Others say it's too much. Some say it's too wild, too chaotic. But isn't that exactly what NASCAR needs right now? A little old school, rough and tumble short track action? Imagine Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, and Ross Chastain trading paint on a quarter-mile bullring, where there's nowhere to hide and no room for excuses. Sounds insane, right? But would it be legendary chaos or a complete disaster? Buckle up, because we're about to dive into one of the wildest ideas floating around NASCAR right now. Bringing the All-Star Race to Bowman Gray Stadium. And guess who's leading the charge? None other than Dale Earnhardt Jr. What do y'all think? Would Bowman Gray bring back that raw grassroots racing we all love? Or is it just too crazy for modern NASCAR? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's break it all down. NASCAR just shook things up with the Clash this year, sending the Cookout Clash to Bowman Gray to dig up a little bit of history. It might just have uncovered a new gem in the NASCAR circuit too. The NASCAR community, including fans and journalists, were raving about the experience, which was fueled by one of the most intense, albeit smallest, crowds in recent memory. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. is all in on Bowman Gray, and honestly, it ain't hard to see why. This place is electric, a quarter-mile bullring, where rubbing ain't just racing, it's a way of life. This track has been dishing out chaos since 1949, making it NASCAR's longest-running weekly short track. Now, Dale Earnhardt Jr. just threw out a game-changing idea: bring the NASCAR All-Star Race to Bowman Gray Stadium.
I would even consider moving the All-Star Race to Bowman Gray Stadium. Think about how good it raced. Imagine that track with some temp in it and $1 million on the line. I think everybody would be a little bit more aggressive. You go back to Bowman Gray and do this again next year to start the year off is a great way to get everybody excited about Daytona. To continue racing at Bowman Gray, they can have the All-Star Race there. And then what does that mean for Wilkesboro? I was hoping that would mean that Wilkesboro would get a points race.
A good 400 lapper there, something would be fun.
Wilkesboro's been cool, but I don't think we've really untapped the potential of what Wilkesboro can really be because the race there isn't long enough.
That's right, one of the roughest, toughest short tracks in the country. Would this be the best move NASCAR has made in years? Or would it be an absolute wreckfest from start to finish? While in conversation with RCR team owner Richard Childress, he shed more light on it.
But it gave me a feeling that Speed Weeks was back, which I've kind of missed. As we've shortened up the schedule of Daytona, it was a lot. There was 10 hours, 12 hours of cut practice throughout that whole process. You know, it was a bit unnecessary, but it also served a purpose that sort of teased and led up and built up the expectation and excitement around the Daytona 500. And I felt like the Clash really, really went back to supporting our most important event, and that's the Daytona 500. Made me look forward to the 500 more so.
For the last 3 years, the Clash was hosted by the LA Coliseum, but after its recent comeback to the Winston-Salem short track, Dale Earnhardt Jr. believes NASCAR has pulled off the perfect move before their biggest event of the year. The racing itself was on point, and for a warm-up race before the NASCAR season begins, it certainly delivered. Moreover, journalist Jeff Gluck on the Teardown podcast shared about his experience from the stands and fans' point of view as well.
What I think I underestimated was you knew it was going to be sold out and packed, and it was going to be electric atmosphere, great environment, right? What the fans here do to this environment. Like, I don't think I've ever been to a NASCAR race. So much of the crowd, such a large percentage, which felt like, I mean, you could told me 100% was so into the race. This was like the hardcore fans race. I mean, this was, people were so into the, I've sat in the stands, this is how I know this, right? Like everybody around me, you know, cheering for every pass, you know, when the guys would get in lap traffic, when somebody would get on somebody's bumper, when somebody would get spun out. I mean, just big reactions, absolutely loving it, intense. Even in the sort of long green flag runs, so to speak, at times, like there was still something to watch the whole time.
Now, Dale Jr. isn't the only one throwing in his 2 cents. Other drivers and NASCAR personalities have spoken up too. We have veteran driver Kevin Harvick, who in support of fans said, "It would be a wreckfest, But if that's what the fans want, hell, I say let's do it. RCR driver Austindillon told a reporter that he thinks they should keep it because it has great entertainment value.
I think we should come back here another time. I mean, they put a lot of work and effort into the track here. I love it, man. That's what I do it for, to put on a show. Entertainment value. I mean, I'm sitting there in the red flag, and it felt like I was at a rock and roll concert out there with the fans, plenty of middle fingers flying in the air. That means they were in it, and this had to be good for the people that were here. Worth the ticket price.
Post the Clash Ryan Blaney, who started 23rd and finished 2nd, said, "I'm looking forward to hopefully coming back next year. I don't see why you wouldn't come back."
Really, really cool to be here, and I'm happy that it was a good show for everybody. So looking forward to hopefully coming back next year. I don't see why you wouldn't come back.
Even the winner of the race, Chase Elliott, said, "It was fun for me at least. We'll hopefully come back here one day." Team Penske driver Joey Logano, who finished 4th, could see both arguments for wanting to return next year versus going somewhere else, at least in the short term.
It looks good and the energy's real. And it's not like you have this ginormous stadium and you get half or 3/4 of it full, right? This is standing room only. Is kind of it's a special feel. It's hard to get the ticket, which people want what they can't have. On the same breath, I would say it's very important for us to move things around. We've seen the success of our sport moving to new racetracks, and I'm a big fan of going to new places and bringing the racetrack to the fans.
Team owner and driver Denny Hamlin, who's never one to shy away from controversy, said, "They took a facility here that's been around for a long time and made it feel like a brand new one. The fans obviously were very, very excited to see us. They were enthusiastic. We feed into that. It felt like a big event, even though it's not a points-paying event or anything like that. You want to go wherever can give you that feel and atmosphere. There's surely bigger venues and bigger cities to go to, but will you have this type of feel or not? That's really what matters. All right, let's keep it real. There's a big difference between an idea sounding cool and it actually working. Bowman Gray ain't exactly Daytona when it comes to pit space and garage area. Then there's the issue of track size. 36 cup cars on a quarter-mile oval? That's gonna be gridlock city. You'd need heat races just to make it work, which, let's be honest, actually sounds awesome. Should Bowman Gray really host the NASCAR All-Star Race? Or should it be back for the Clash next year for any other race? Here's the deal. It'd be a mess, it'd be wild, it'd be pure chaos, and fans would probably love it. Pros? It'd bring NASCAR back to its roots, give fans an unforgettable show, and turn the All-Star Race into must-see TV. Cons? Logistics are a nightmare, cup cars might struggle, and it could just be a wreck fest. And there you have it. What do y'all think? Should Bowman Gray get its shot at more races there? Or is this just a pipe dream? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get this discussion rolling. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more interesting stories and updates from everything NASCAR. Do share this video with your friends. Until next time, keep the conversation going on Lucky Dog on Track.